Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Figuratively Speaking. I am going to be unboxing Papa Shango. We're going to have a slight history of the induction of Papa Shango, also known by his other trademark names as the Godfather, the Good Father, uh, and Mustafa. Let's go ahead and get into the history of Charles Thomas Wright, Papa Shango, aka Godfather, aka. Let's go. So, Charles Thomas Wright was born May 16th, 1961. His age now is 63 years old. He was born in Las Vegas, Nevada. His alma mater is University of Nevada in Reno. I don't necessarily get into their other things. His build height is 6'6". Build weight 330 pounds. Build from parts unknown as Papa Shango. Las Vegas, Nevada as the red light district as the Godfather. He was trained by Larry Sharp and he debuted in 1989. Let's get into a little bit more detail history. Charles Wright, born May 16, 1961, better known under his ring name, The Godfather, is an American retired professional wrestler. He is best known for his tenure with World Wrestling Federation throughout the 90s and early 2000s, and underwent several gimmick changes. The most notable were Papa Shango, Kama Mustafa, The Godfather, and finally, The Good Father. He is a two-time USWA Unified World Heavyweight Champion, a one-time WWF Intercontinental Champion, a one-time WWF World Tag Team Champion. His partner was Bull Buchanan. He headlined Saturday night's Main Event 31 against Bret Hart for the WWF Champion. Wright was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame on April 2nd, 2016, under his gimmick of the Godfather. Welcome to the Ho Train. He started his career in '89. Wright was first entered professional wrestling after being noticed tending a bar by wrestlers, the filming of the movie Over the Top with Sylvester Stallone. The wrestlers involved gave him the advice that with his large body type and unique tattoos, he should seek out Larry Sharp and his Monster Factory to get into the business. That's where it really started. Eventually, Wright parlayed his training into a job with Jerry Lawler in the United States Wrestling Association, the USWA. With the gimmick the wrestlers from the bar had given him, and took the name Soul Taker. That was his first name, his first gimmick. I've actually seen a couple of the matches in I don't know why I keep saying USWA, and him as Soul Taker. Uh, the the gimmick didn't last long. Um, the name was kind of cool, but it was kind of like the Undertaker type thing. But uh, that was really, I think, where he got the idea for Papa Shango. And mind you, the Undertaker's a really good friend of Charles Wright. Let's see here. Uh, he was given the given. He earned, not given. Uh, I, I I really don't care what anybody says about the wrestling business. Um, for real, for scripted, they're not just giving somebody a title. And I don't care if it's like one of these lower, well, not lower, um, not WWE partnerships in the professional wrestling career. Their job is not easy. Even if they are entertainers, they do get hurt. Um, should I say, according to this, and don't believe everything you get off of Wikipedia because Wikipedia is known to be wrong as well, right? Uh, and this is one of those things that you're going to wind up rewording because I don't care who you are in the wrestling world, you're not given shit. He was not given the USWA Unified World Heavyweight Championship. Uh, Neither time he owned it. On October 23rd, 1989, and held it for about 2 weeks. Again, it's not given. You have to earn that right to get it. You have to work your way to it. If you stay a no name, obviously you are never going to see a title. Obviously, he gave them something. Hey, we can work with this guy with, and his gimmick works, and he's got great rapport with the audience, the crowd. So, hey, in February and March of 1990, Charles Wright wrestled for for the South Carolina-based promotional staff, South Atlantic Pro Wrestling, as Baron Samid. That's another one, and I haven't seen any of those wrestling matches, so I can't really commentate on that. Throughout 1990, Wright made appearances in Japan with New Japan Pro Wrestling as the Soul Taker as well. During his appearances, in fact, I think those are the ones that I actually watched with the New Japan World Wrestling. Um, he often learned with Crusher Bam Bam Bigelow, his opponent during his time in NJPW, included Mershiro Chrono, Masi Sato, and I'm butchering these names, I'm sure, Ricky Shoshu. In November 1990, Wright wrestled for the Catch Wrestling Association in Germany as Rocky Las Vegas. I have not seen any of those either. In August of 91, he appeared in Dallas, Texas based Global Wrestling Federation as the Soul Taker. So he's been the Soul Taker a few times. Again, the gimmick really didn't last long in any of those, right? Let's see. He started his career World Wrestling Federation 1991 to 1993. In 91, Wright was brought into the World Wrestling Federation at the suggestion of his friend The Undertaker. He made his first appearance on May 28th, 1991. at WWF SuperStars of Wrestling taping in Tucson, Arizona. Wright completed there and briefly at house shows Sir Charles as Sir Charles, a play on both his real name and the nickname of a National Basketball Association player known as Charles Barkley. The character was hardly used and never developed, and even when talking about it later, Wright only remembers wearing robes he purchased from another wrestler to the ring. 1992 to 1993. Enter Papa Shango. January of 1992, he was repackaged as a heel by the name of Papa Shango, a horror-themed voodoo practitioner with an appearance reminiscent of the Loa Baron Shamid as depicted in the film from 1973. Live carried a the name of the movie is Live and Let Die. Excuse me. Full cryptic rituals and an occult, culturally exotic presence. The supernatural character, heavily associated with the Undertaker gimmick, carried a skull to the ring, billowed smoke, could control arena lights, supernatural arena lighting control heavily associated with the Undertaker gimmick. According to Wright, had its origins with the Papa Shango gimmick, allowing for strange goings on in the ring, and later could cast spells to cause opponents pain and make them vomit from afar. Uh, you, I do remember some of that. The Papa Shango gimmick was great. Um, for a while there as well. I kind of associated Papa Shango to another wrestler who was not Papa Shango. He was a dude that had the worms coming out of his mouth and stuff when that shit was nasty, but nonetheless, the Shango character debuted on February 8th, 1992 edition of Superstars, defeating enhancement talent Dale Wolf. Shango was then thrust into the spotlight almost immediately, running in on Hulk Hogan and Hulk Hogan versus Sid Vicious, the main event for WrestleMania 8. Shango actually missed his cue to run in, hitting the ring late. The finish was supposed to be Sid getting disqualified because of the interference of Papa Shango, breaking up the pinfall attempt by Hogan after he hit the leg drop. But because Papa Shango was late, Sid kicked out of the leg drop to save the angle. Sid's manager, Harvey Whippleman, then jumped on the apron, and the referee signaled for the disqualification at that point as Shango was just getting into the ring. The Ultimate Warrior then returned to the WWF by running into the ring and helping Hogan against Sid Vicious and Shango. After WrestleMania, Sid and the Warrior were scheduled to begin a feud. Sid had previously failed a drug test and was let go by WWF. The feud was then rewritten with Shango instead of Sid, where he would cast voodoo spells on his opponent. The angle went nowhere, as Warrior challenged Randy Savage for the WWF World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam. Now, the Warrior has a very long history now. I'm not going to really, I'm not going to dissect the Warrior by any means. God bless the man. He is gone from us. Uh, but he was literally one of the most hated wrestlers of all time. He did not, um, if you were going to beat the Ultimate Warrior, you were going to work to beat the Ultimate Warrior. There were no passes. There were no. Uh, he really wasn't the wrestling business. He had no real prior training, and he wasn't willing to learn from anybody. Greg Greg Valentine probably said it best. Uh, the Warrior is just unprofessional, unwilling to learn, and you can't teach him shit. And that has been the case with the Ultimate Warrior. Nevertheless, we're not talking about Ultimate Warrior. We're talking about Papa Shango. With the rivalry never accumulating, meanwhile, Shango defeated Tito Santana in a dark match at the event. When Shango was finally set to have a match with Warrior in November 1992, the Warrior was released from WWF for failing the drug test. Shango received the WWF World Heavyweight Champion shot against Bret Hart on Saturday night's main event, 31, but was unsuccessful. Wright's final PPV appearance as Papa Shango's character was 1993 at the World Rumble, where he was eliminated in under 30 seconds. He would appear in another pay-per-view dark match against Tito Santana at WrestleMania 9, with Santana getting the victory. Shango was seen infrequently on WWF television afterwards, and following the loss to Jim Duggan in 1992 at King of the Ring qualifying match, he made two final televised appearances against enhancement talent in June and July of 1993. Wright's Papa Shango character was pillarized by fans, being voted the worst gimmick and the most embarrassing wrestler in the in the WWF, written by Wrestling Observer newsletter award for 1992. Finn Professional Wrestling magazine, uh, known as Power Slam, in 2013 article wrote, Shango and his curses were a total embarrassment. Fans exhaled loudly each time he appeared on screen. I didn't. I actually liked the character, but I wish it would have been developed more. They had so much more they could have done um, with this character. Um, you know, I'm like this, and I feel like this. I feel like this very strongly. You have a character. Now I'm gonna bring something totally off script from what we're talking about. The Alkalite. Star Wars The Alkalite could have been better, a whole lot better, had they not tried to go the leftist way, had they had actual creative writers that knew shit about Star Wars. And not trying to go that whole whatever way they were trying to go. This character Papa Shango could have been a lot more than what he was. And I will leave it at that. Let's see here. Where was I? In 2003, not 2000. Nope. Okay, let's see here. Bret Hart liked the character and Wright's in-ring work, but found Shango's storyline with the Ultimate Warrior, in which the voodoo curse was placed on the latter, to be perhaps the second worst creative concept in WWF history. So again, I don't think that was like Charles Wright's idea of putting curses. Again, I think that was all WWF writers who needed to have some talent and maybe even some knowledge of the occult, of voodoo, and whatnot, whatever, because this character could have been so much more. It was exotic, it was fresh, it was new, and a lot of times it really does. It comes down to the writers. Um, but again, it's wrestling. It's not a movie, so to speak, but it is a scripted TV show. So come on. You've got to have a better set of writing skills than what they really did for Shango. In the end, um, we've got a lot more in Wikipedia that I'm not going to get into because it's not Papa Shango. It's the Godfather. It's the Good Father. Um, it's all of his personas, but and I thank God that we still have Charles Wright still in the picture today, even though he's retired. I do believe that he's doing some Legends things with the WWE still. Um, Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong on that. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into opening Papa Shango, which is going to be easier because with the humidity down in the basement, he fell off the card without damaging it. So I'm happy about that. What did you all think about Papa Shango? If you followed wrestling at that time, I thought it was a pretty cool character, to be honest. Be very honest about that. Probably, probably one of the better characters of that era. Imaginative, anyway. So let's see what happens with Papa Shango. Let's pull him out. I'm first of all loving this cape. This cape is done very, very nicely. It is thin, so you're going to see behind it, as you can see. But I love the design of it. I love the fact that it has the like ripped frills at the bottom. This is a fox leather up here. The hat does come off like the Bray Wyatt figure. This paint job is amazing for the face. The gimmick necklace that he wore, I love that. The bones looks really, really nice. Now, if you wonder how that really sits on him with the cape, there are two bands, elastic bands underneath that hold that under his arms to hold it in place. But that is really nice. I love it. I love the whole tattoo thing that they've done. I think they got those pretty spot on. This arm is super stiff. Play with it a couple times, get it somewhat loose. I like that. I just dropped his hand. Oh no, I'm gonna be like Joneser, but I'm gonna find my hand. If y'all haven't seen the music video, Joneser's missing a lost his hand. Go check it out. Bill from Weird Fantastic Toys put that out. It was pretty funny. I like it. Sorry, Joneser. Anyway, they got the outfit very, very nicely. This is actually the outfit that he wore, and I'm loving that. They got it down perfectly, all the way down to the legs and how that was personed. And then, of course, I love the tattoos. This is done very, very nicely. Very nicely indeed. And he also comes with a few extra sets of hands. Take a look at those right quick. Joneser lost a plastic hand. Anyway, it's freaking great. And seeing as I mentioned both Bill and Joneser, please go check out their channels, Motu Joneser and Weird Fantastic Toys. Go hit up their channels and hit that like, subscribe, and leave comments on their videos. Helps their channels out. So he comes with another single gripping hand, a single punching hand, and if you could take the paint off him and make him the Godfather, he would come with two pimp slapping hands. But anyway, Papa Shango at his best. I absolutely love this figure. I've had him for quite a while. Um, here's him without the necklace here. I'm gonna put that necklace back on him. I don't have any complaints about this figure. I for the most part, normally don't. Well, let's put the hat on the right way, shall we? Um, if I had any complaint, it's going to be this little misplaced paint here right on his back. I'll touch that up and I'll fix it. I've got some paints that'll fix that right on up. And I'll be putting those hands in the space where they go. Pop one arm off so I can put this back together the way it's supposed to be together. This is an amazing figure, and I can't say enough about it. These superstar figures I think are getting better and better as well. Kind of like the whole Masterverse thing. They got better as they went along, but these really do catch the persona of the wrestler that portrayed. Oops, that was portrayed at that time. And I'm happy to have this Papa Shango in my collection. I can't say enough. I love the Superstars line just as much as I love the Masters, the WWE line. Papa Shango, everyone. What a great figure. If y'all like this kind of content, please leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I drop a new video, go live, and leave a comment. Helps channel. Thank y'all. Love y'all. I'll see everybody later. Stay safe.